circuits, and there's some analyzers for HP 4145. This is some more Genrad junk. This is kind of
I've been through the tour a couple times already, so.
536 curve tracers, data books, and lots of my college books, and there's all my old book club books and computer books, and this is deck junk, and those are all manuals for probers and some more Genrad junk. These are discrete testers, transistor diode testers, more data books. These are manuals for HP, Tektronix stuff. This is a fan from my mom that I am keeping it. Yeah. Files on. I love data books and I love part specs and stuff, but you can only keep them for so long, and 20 years evidently is my limit. These are a bunch of. If you're into RF, we did testing of RF. These are RF test fixtures, which I no longer have the network analyzers and the S parameter test sets, and I think there's still some RF voltmeters around here someplace. And this is vector scopes and TV alignment junk, printer stuff. This is the control board out of a wafer handler with all the motor drivers and junk like that. And most of this stuff down this aisle is related to controlling PLDs and servo and power supply junk on one side, and barcode readers, and this is all photo crap for microscopes and junk, and a lot of this junk came out of TI's Cal Lab for photo stuff, for measuring light intensity, and the DLP development they did. And most of this junk is to repair Tektronix stuff. A lot of it is. There's lots of junk for network analyzer, logic analyzers, lots of pods and stuff. There's some wafer handlers right there if you're into, robotic, make crap move around. Yeah. Yeah, lots of printers. I think printers are cool because you turn them on and they, to take apart, they're a great kid thing. Take it apart and they're easy to make them do something if they're careful when they take the junk apart. Ovens and chambers and power supplies and more power supplies, and all this junk in these drawers here is to fix heat guns, and lots of things to control vacuum and vacuum chambers, and what do they call this, RCA type or something like that. It's opposed to regular. Lots of junk, clipper valves and solenoids and actuators, which is just about everywhere in here. That one managed to get empty, but oh well, it goes on and on. And circuit boards, if I wasn't able to keep the equipment, I at least kept its guts, which means I kept the controllers and anything I thought was cool. I guess to put some perspective in it, back when I first came to work in this building in like 1983 or 4 or something like that, as an employee, there was like 60 employees, and we had, this is 15,000 square feet. There's 5,000 on that side, 5,000 on this side, 5,000 on that side, and so there was all the time, 24 hours a day, people testing 2N2D2 transistors for Motorola, and 3906s and all the stuff, upgrading them to space and military and stuff like that. And it was, 10 testers or 5 testers, and there was 4 stations on each tester, and they were just burning in the back, burning boards, burning in the parts, and then testing them, doing pre and post data, and read and record, and just all kinds of junk to keep track of transistors and diodes and Zener and all that kind of stuff. So eventually it expanded to like 4 buildings, and then the owners, after about 10 years, sold the company to the employees in an ESOP. And the employees ran it for another 5 or 6 years, and then, as the electronics industry does, it took a downturn. So eventually the owners repossessed it, and they were going to have a big auction. And since I'd bought most of the equipment, I said, look, you know what's going to happen if you have an auction? You're not going to get shit. And said, I can sell it to end users. And it's, okay, let's see what you can do in 3 months. And in that 3 months, I sold more junk than they would have been able to have gotten, so they were very happy with it. Said, oh, carry on. And in a little while longer, then a big customer comes back, Hitachi, and says, remember that job you guys quoted about 3 years ago? We're ready for you to start it. So by this time, they'd laid off 99% of the employees. And so you're going, oh, yeah, well, we remember that, but, that quote we gave you, well, it's about 3 times more now. It's kind of, these guys have been retired for 3 or 4 years, and they go, and it touches, oh, that's fine. Okay, so then we have to look, and so I was trading off stuff that Hitachi was doing just memory, just memory stuff. And so we got rid of all the discrete stuff, and I traded off ovens and bought different ovens to do the burn-in and junk and set up testers to do that. And that went along just swimmingly for about 3 or 4 years. And about the time, you may remember, Hitachi built the Taj Mahal of fabs in Irving. They didn't build one part before they shut it down. It was the latest, greatest thing. Palatial, gold-plated toilets. They shut it down. And when they shut it down, they also shut down the Irving plant. And that was the one job at that time. We hired back like 10 girls, and it was great. I was working only when something broke,